For 84 consecutive days, an old Cuban fisherman named Santiago has returned to the dock with nothing. The local community has labeled him salao, a term used to describe the most extreme form of bad luck a person can suffer. The primary consequence of this streak is isolation. After 40 days of empty nets, the parents of Santiago's young apprentice, Manolin, force the boy to abandon him for a more successful boat. The old man is left to navigate the Gulf Stream entirely alone. His poverty is visible in every detail of his gear. His skiff's sail is patched with old flour sacks, and when it is furled, the weathered fabric looks like a flag of permanent defeat. We meet Santiago at his lowest point. He has dedicated his life to the sea, yet his purpose has yielded no physical or social return. He is operating in a vacuum where his identity as a fisherman is the only thing he has left to lose. To understand Santiago's plight, we have to look at the man who created him. Following his time in the First World War, Ernest Hemingway experienced a deep disillusionment with the promises of modern society. He saw the world as a chaotic place that was often indifferent to human effort. In response to this indifference, Hemingway developed the concept of the code hero. This is a figure who follows a strict set of internal rules, valuing skill, endurance, and courage, even when they know the universe is designed to break them. Santiago makes a deliberate choice to test this code. He rows his skiff further out into the deep waters of the Gulf Stream than any other fisherman dares to go. By isolating himself in this immense stretch of ocean, he creates a high-stakes environment where he must validate his existence against the raw power of the sea. Far from shore, Santiago hooks a giant marlin. The power dynamics of the hunt shift immediately. The fish is so massive that it begins to tow the skiff, pulling the old man and his boat further into the open ocean. Santiago braces the heady fishing line across his back to prevent the fish from snapping the cord. The line cuts deeply into his palms, and he is forced to maintain this agonizing posture for 3 days, testing his physical limits. As the struggle continues, Santiago's perception of his prey changes. He notices the fish's endurance and its refusal to quit, eventually referring to the marlin as his noble brother. To maintain his focus, Santiago thinks of Joe DiMaggio. The legendary Yankee center fielder was famous for playing through the pain of a bone spur in his heel, providing a mental standard for endurance. The interaction has moved beyond the simple logistics of a hunt. The old man and the marlin are locked in a mirrored endurance test, a shared experience that creates a unique, unspoken bond between two survivors. After 3 days, the standoff reaches its breaking point. Santiago gathers all of his remaining strength and drives a heavy harpoon deeply into the marlin's side, finally ending the long battle. But the kill brings a new danger. As the massive fish dies, its blood spills into the water, creating a trail that draws scavengers from miles away. The ocean responds with a wave of sharks. They arrive not as villains, but as an unthinking, destructive force of nature that inevitably tears down what humans strive to build. Santiago defends his catch with makeshift weapons, lashing his knife to an oar to strike at the sharks. When the knife breaks, he uses a heavy wooden tiller to club the scavengers as they tear at the marlin's flesh. He continues to fight even as the marlin is consumed. This is the grace under pressure Hemingway prized, the ability to maintain one's discipline and courage even when a situation is beyond repair. The sharks eventually strip the marlin to its bones. The physical trophy Santiago suffered to secure is gone, illustrating how fragile material success is in the face of a chaotic world. Santiago navigates his skiff back into the harbor at night. All that remains of the marlin is the ravaged white skeleton of the giant fish, still tied to the side of the boat. After securing his gear, Santiago carries his heavy wooden mast up the hill to his shack. He collapses onto his bed, lying face down with his arms stretched out straight to his sides. His posture, his bleeding hands, and the wooden mast he carried on his shoulder all carry a symbolic weight. Hemingway is directly aligning Santiago's suffering with the imagery of the crucifixion. When Manolin finds the old man the next morning, he is moved to tears by the sight of Santiago's ruined hands. Defying his parents' orders, the boy declares he will return to fish with Santiago, regardless of their luck. The physical ruin of his body, set against the massive, clean bone of the marlin, shifts the meaning of the voyage. His suffering takes on a communal weight, where the pain of the journey becomes the very thing that validates his existence. Manolin provides the bridge between this moment and the future. By choosing to rejoin the old man, the boy commits to the fisherman's code, ensuring that Santiago's methods and his resilience will be inherited. As the boy watches him, Santiago falls into a deep sleep. He is dreaming of lions playing on an African beach, a memory of his youth that he revisits when he is most at peace. These lions represent a return to strength and a harmony between life and death. They suggest that despite his age and his loss, the core of his spirit remains intact. The skeleton in the harbor demonstrates that while the world can take a person's prize and break their body, it cannot take their character. As Santiago sleeps, he remains proof that a person can be destroyed while remaining undefeated, that maintaining dignity through total loss is the highest human achievement.